just to get an idea of what the temperature is. The high, it's 253 right now, 108 degrees Fahrenheit. That's around 41, 42 degrees Celsius. So you're thinking, how do I go riding during the summertime out here? Well, you gotta go real early in the morning.
All right, so Fred and I are doing the transfer. This is a Safeway parking lot in Fountain Hills.
And my 5 a.m. alarm is just going off right now, so just to let everybody know, it's 5 a.m. in the morning here.
So what do you think about getting up at, I was up at 3:45.
Yeah, I got up at 4, just rolled literally out of bed, fed the dogs, and took off. So, and it's, I think when I leaving inside the city of Phoenix, it was around 84 degrees this morning, and out here in Fountain Hills, where we get out into the open deserts, it dropped about almost 10 degrees to about 76 or so, but I'm sure it's going to start heating up pretty quick.
Yeah, when we're done, it'll probably be the high 80s, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing this transfer because I buy the annual pass for McDowell Mountain.
Yep.
All the regional parks, I guess.
Yep.
So it's cheaper to transfer to one of the other vehicles here. So.
Yeah, and you know, commuting in there with just a single vehicle is a good thing as well.
That's true. That's true. Okay, let's go have some fun.
All right. All right. It's 5:02. 75 degrees. Okay, where are we headed?
Go see this big square.
The big dark square.
That's the
McDowell
McDowell Mountain.
Yeah. Okay. So during the summertime, I have about 3 liters of water in my bag here. As you can see, it's a pretty full bag here. I also carry an extra thing of Gatorade here for the water as well. Emily, how much water do you carry with you during the summer rides?
100 ounces. What are these? 3 liter, I think.
Mine's a 3 liter,
Yeah.
the Osprey, so I think it's...
So the important thing in riding in the heat in Arizona is water's not enough. A lot of people get really bad cramping, and that's because it's electrolyte depletion.
Yeah.
So it's really important to bring Gatorade or something salty.
Yep.
So.
All right. Ready to ride?
Ready.
Here we are at the top of Coach Whip and Windmill. Is it Coach Whip that continues over to McDowell Mountain Regional Park, or I mean, not the,
yeah,
excuse
Windmill.
me, the
So
McDowell Sonoran Preserve.
in the distance yonder is
Out there.
the Scottsdale Sonoran Preserve,
Yeah.
and there's Wingate Pass over here,
Yep.
Bell Pass over there, and we've actually
That's
done
Bell
that.
Pass.
That's
Yep.
called the double
bypass. Yeah, we didn't do it from here. We did it from the other side, but yeah, we crossed over, cut around the mountain, and come back up. That was a good over 2,000 feet of climbing that.
That
day.
was a brutal ride, though.
Yep.
But
Not for the summertime.
not for the summer. Well, you know, there's crazy people, but
Yeah.
the good thing about riding in Scottsdale is when the sun's coming up and you're doing summer riding, you get you're in the shadow of the mountain the whole ride.
Yeah, nice and shaded. Here you can tell from our shadows. From
Pemberton
this,
is completely exposed.
yeah, we are completely exposed to the sun. Try not to get the sun there on the camera, but yeah, there is definitely no shade on this trail unless you want to get shade from a little tree or something, and that's about it. See, we're not the only crazy people out here.
We are, however, the polite ones.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Morning.
You're welcome.
the end of our climbing area. This is at the Delsea Trail in Pemberton here, and they made a pretty cool little shade structure here at the other end. And obviously this is used by a lot of cyclists who come out this far. Not too many hikers get all the way out here.
This was built by the MPAA,
Yeah.
or MBAA, Biking Association.
Yeah, there you go. And
When you do the night rides out here, people will hang out here and throw beers to you.
yeah, so again, this is like a beer stop on the night rides, and you can see what they do with some of the decorations here, but it's lit up at night and stuff like that. It's kind of fun to come out here and on the night rides, and we'll do another video about the night rides. So somebody was kind enough to leave spool of wire and wire cutters, and you can kind of see the collection of old bike parts. So you got some rotors, broken rocker arm there, and of course all the beer cans and a piñata.
So we just rode. We're out at McDowell Mountain Ranch.
Or, well, McDowell Mountain Regional Park. And outside of Fountain Hills in Arizona, sit in the Valley of the Sun, and it's what is today, June 10th. So
warm.
Yeah, it's a bit warm. We got started on our ride at early. We started around 5:15, 5:20, and now it's almost what is it, like 8:45, and we rode. What did we rode? We rode Pemberton Trail. We hooked onto Coach Whip, then onto Dixie Mine, back to Pemberton Trail to kind of finish it up. What was our totals for the day?
21 miles and 1,400 feet.
Yeah. So we were lucky that last 8 miles was like what, a 2% downhill or something like that, 2 to 3%.
That's what I love about Pemberton is it's kind of shaped like a tabletop with one corner that's low. So you clockwise, you're uphill most of the way, and then you get to that far kind of northwest corner, and then it's a constant, what is it, 4 or 5 mile, like 3% downhill.
Yeah.
And it's just swoopy and calm and easygoing and centering.
Yeah, it seems like I liked it when we first went down it. It was like it didn't seem like it was justified. Like, why do we? We didn't seem like we had to climb a lot
this much
to get all this downhill. But you get all this downhill, and I remember back when we first started doing this trail, because we've been on this trail plenty of times. And when we first had started riding out here, it was a kind of a sandy trail. We would always go like counterclockwise. And then they rebuilt the trail like maybe about 4 years ago or so, and it's become this like the perfect downhill. So now we always go clockwise when we hit this trail, and it was like the reward. And also with riding at this time of year, it's so hot and you're so exposed that it's like, it just makes it, you know, it's like we save all the hard climbing stuff in the early part of the ride when it's cooler in the day, when it was in that upper 70s range, and now, you know, we're coming back and it's about 90 degrees, and it is just kind of like it's all refreshing. It's all downhill, just the wind blowing in your face, and getting back to the truck here.
So the great thing about Pemberton too is there's all kinds of offshoots. So we did Pemberton and Coach Whip, but another one that we do sometimes is Escondido and Scenic.
Yep.
So Escondido is more on the east side of the park here, and kind of weaves a lot of cactus, and then Scenic kind of heads up on some of these ridges, and you get some really nice views. So it's sort of make your own adventure, as much trail as you want.
Yeah.
It's very, very much solid cross country. There isn't almost any tech out
here. Yeah, there's no technical issues. I mean, I would definitely call this a green trail.
Me too.
I mean, when we went on to Coach Whip and Dixie Mine, there's a couple downhill portions that might be on the low, intermediate, high beginner type of space. Agreed. And you can take it nice and slow. So if you're a beginner, you can still get through it, and you can still have some fun as an intermediate, getting down pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do. Their philosophy here is interesting, because just on the other side of the mountain there is the Scottsdale Sonoran Preserve. It's the exact same area, and that's fairly techy.
Yeah.
And here it's the exact same area, but they've picked off all the rocks.
Yeah.
So if that's your style, like some people criticize Pemberton for just being kind of a dirt sidewalk, but we like it because it's it's sustained, flowy, fun. You get a lot of distance in.
Yeah.
It's one of our destination trails out here.
Yeah, and if you do have a trailer and you want to come camping out here, there's like a lot of spaces.
Yeah,
it's great during the wintertime. This is like we're in the overflow in the parking lot area here for the Pemberton, but there's lots of great spaces here, and during the wintertime, and you could definitely spend quite a few days here and try something different every day.
Yeah, and for those of you that ride frequently, the regional parks offer an annual pass.
Yeah.
And
I think it's like
around $80 now.
Yeah,
somewhere.
It's about $6 for parking during the day. I do believe a regular pass.
Yeah,
or a day pass.
if you do a day pass. So since we come out here so much, the annual pass is very cost effective, and it gets you into all the regional parks. So Santan, White Tanks, this one. So it's a good value if you ride as much as we do.
Yeah. All right, so overall, I guess we'll give it a thumbs up. All right.
Yeah. See you next time.
Yep.